my gosh. No way. What are you doing here? Oh my god. Alright, it's been a minute. Obviously, I haven't posted in a while. And I'm like not too sorry about it, but whatever. I like recorded stuff last week or whatever. I just like rambled for like, I don't know, however long. I was like, yeah, I'll just post this. But like, then stuff happened throughout the week that I was like, oh, like this would be cool to post and talk about whatever. And this, I still don't really have a plan for this week, but like last time when I was recording stuff, it felt just kind of like all over the place and didn't really have any plan or direction. This time, I still don't feel like I have much of a plan or direction, but like I'm still gonna put up some clips from last week that I did, like while I talk. So enjoy those. So like you'll see, I don't know. Alec came, or we went with Alec to go to like a little Georgian place that's like somewhere here. Got some food. I don't know what else is in the camera logs, but yeah, I wanted to just like do another ramble and post that, but like this time with more intent. You know, last week when I was recording, I kind of just felt like I was recording for the sake of recording. How many times could I say that in a sentence? Jesus. And didn't really like, I was just kind of like talking to talk, you know, and just kind of like, oh, checked off the box, got a video out there. Which like, I don't know, I didn't feel good about following through with it if I did actually post it. Like I would have felt like, yeah, this is like a good video. And like, I don't know how I feel about this one either, but like at least, I don't know. I feel like I've come back around, thought, reflected about it, and now we're here again, trying this for a second time. I don't know, but like I was been hesitating or avoiding putting off whatever, making another video, because like it's been kind of like tiring recently. I don't know, something's been off recently. I don't know what it was, and I don't know if it's like gone or not, but like I at least feel like less bad today, which is good. I don't have anywhere to put this, but like we'll go here. I don't know, I felt funky all week, and it's only Wednesday, but something changed. It's nothing really, well, one active thing that changed was like I journaled yesterday, like went over to coffee place, kind of like sat down, and at least like started to write things down. I didn't really finish them, and I don't know if I have like a direction yet of where I want to go with those things, with what I was like talking about. But like maybe that's got me in a better, at least somewhat like cleared off the plate, you know what I mean? So like that's good, I guess. But I do want to keep doing that because I haven't done that in a while, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is difficult to get out all at once, and then like difficult to get out in like one big like nice bundled package, you know. It's a lot of like me writing like a couple words, thinking about it like you know, and then like you know, it's hard, I don't know how to explain it, but like that's why it's kind of like hard to, for me at least, to talk about it on like a day-to-day with someone. Not that like I don't have people to talk to, it's just it's a lot to like unpackage all at once, so it's like, I don't know, it helps me to like write it down on paper at least, and like take some time to do that. So long story short here, I think it's at least helped clear my head, and I feel better today. That being said, I guess on another note, I did want to be like, or at least one of the thoughts that I had for like starting this was like, oh my god, I just like speed ran, right? Is that the right way to put it? Or sped ran? No, I don't know. Past tense of speed run my whole day so far, basically, because 5 o'clock now, 5:20 to be exact. I already worked more than 8 hours, which I didn't want to do. Like, I only need to do like 7 for the rest of the week. So I got like 8 and change checked. I did a little lifty boy, did some pull stuff, you know, like some. This isn't a really bad spot, but like, hold on. I did some pull day, you know, like this stuff. Like, what is this? That was a bug. Like some like pull. I did like some butterfly stuff. You know what I mean? So like I had like little cable things like right here, and I'm like kneeling down here, and I'm just like, you know, because like, how cool would it be to be able to do a butterfly? You know what I mean? But I did that, and then I swam, and now I'm back here, and it's only 5:20. You know, so not to brag or anything. And I actually also like, and the swim was pretty good too. I got like, if you follow me on Strava, this is the second time you'll hear this, or first, whichever one you see first. But I was like, oh, like, didn't want to spend all day in the pool, which I didn't. So like the goal was to just get in and out quick and like call it a day. So I just got in, swam race distance, and then got out. And it took me like 20 minutes, which is like the fastest I've gone. I haven't taken that's the most I've gone without taking a break, blah, blah, blah. A lot of great things. Awesome, you know? And I feel like so that's good. All that to say, you know, it's my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5, you know, that kind of shit. But yeah, like, I guess to go back to what I was saying earlier, like, I did think, oh fuck. I really did think about like posting or recording yesterday what I was like writing down in my journal or whatever, if you want to call it a journal. Maybe not like exactly, but at least kind of just like being a little bit more raw. But I was like, oh, like I don't know if I want to do that, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Not that like I wouldn't want to do it, but it was just kind of like it would be heavy, and it was like. Not really a fleeting thing, but just kind of, it was like there in that moment, and now it's kind of like passed on. So I'm kind of glad I like didn't record that and then just like upload it. You know what I mean? But it feels now that I'm doing this, like I feel like I'm just like spitting out stuff like nonstop. You know what I mean? You know, that's maybe I should journal more. Maybe that actually helped, I guess. But yeah, so. Anyways, that's that. I guess that, you know, we'll unpack it a little bit, because I feel like we'll unpack just a little bit. We'll see, because I feel like I've just been talking like vaguely about like everything still, and like let me put it this way. What I'm gonna talk about, and like. I don't want to do brief. I'm going to be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops about this. You know what I mean? This was going to be just like me, like, hey guys, you know, it's very like kind of like here, maybe a little bit here. You know what I mean? But it's not. I'm feeling better now. So like, you at least get to have a little bit of like, woo about it. You know what I mean? The two things. One of them, I guess, I didn't end up finishing talking about yesterday was like. The solitude aspect of, I don't know, life right now, because I don't know, it's me, Sophia, Alec just left, or I don't know, he's leaving soon to go to wherever, you know, and that's kind of it, you know what I mean? Kate's nearby, but like Kate's busy too, you know. But those are all people that I've known already, which is like not a problem. But I guess like expanding the network wise, I don't really have many. Basically, I don't have friends outside of those that I already had, which is now 2, give or take, that live in the area. You know, which is, I don't know, do with that what you will. It's kind of tough, you know. So, so it's been tough on that front at least, and like, kind of just I go to work, I come back, and maybe like, and like that's it, you know what I mean? And like, it's not to say I haven't, like, I've met people from CRC and stuff, which is good. I'm just not like close with them the same way that I would be with like, you know, the other couple of people that I had before. So like that's just been one thing that's been kind of like chewing at me a little bit, I suppose. And just kind of like dealing with that, and like, you know, come home and it's like quiet again, and then like wake up, it's quiet, you go to work, it's quiet, and I come back, it's quiet, you know, and I kind of like, you just get in your head too much. I don't know if any of this is making sense, or if there's like, or if you're like expecting like a huge revelation and like a huge like solution, if you're like on the same boat and you're like, oh wow, he's about to be like, and this is how you can get better. I don't have that. I'm just telling you. So that's that. That was one thing. The other thing was just kind of like, I don't know, being real with yourself or with myself, and just kind of like trying to be more open to other people, or open with other people about like, you know, how things are going and stuff. So I've been trying to like, or I say I've been trying to, but I haven't really like, feel like I haven't really done anything about it yet. But like, I do want to try to be more like upfront and real and open, and insert other synonyms here about, you know, how I'm really doing on like a day-to-day. Just because I haven't always been the greatest at doing that in the past. You know, you live and you learn, and I'm still living and I'm still learning, so that was the other thing that I was like kind of unpacking in the little notebook there. So all that to say, I need to stop saying that. There's no hop. Yeah, so that's that. That's where I'm at now. I'm making a bowl of oatmeal because I'm hungry. So yeah, I'm sure I've completely exhausted all of my little like clips that I recorded from last week. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna go plop it in, throw the clips over it, and send it out. So just, I don't know how long this will be, probably like 20 minutes maybe. However long it takes me to eat this. I'll put all of these there, I guess. But yeah, I guess other thing that's going on. So, and I mentioned not last time, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago, that I was going to sign up for the JLPT thumbnail. Or wait, I'm like in the bowl. Is it like in the bowl? Whatever. I don't know. I'll find a thumbnail in here. But yeah, I mentioned like a while ago, I was like, oh, I want to take the JLPT. So luckily I marked down when like the sign up was, because when I went to, so it was yesterday when it was sign up, and I went to go check like how many seats were left for like the test I want to take nearby, and there was like 5 left. I'm like, holy shit, like this opened up like maybe like 12 hours prior. I don't know how many seats originally there are. Oatmeal check. It's all one color. Yeah, I don't know how many there were like to begin with, but I was like, holy shit, there's like 5 left. I could like do this now, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I was like having like second thoughts about like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Eventually, we pulled the plug. We did it. So we're signed up. It's time to start studying for real. which like, you know, if I want to pass this thing, I don't want to put this $100 to waste. Like, I don't want to walk out with a fail, you know. So I mean, not a fail, a non-pass. So that's that. Gotta start studying. So one thing I did, because I do need to improve my reading. I started reading Yotsubato. I don't know if the toe is part, but Yotsubato, I think, is what the manga is called. It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I was reading it at work on my lunch break, not like when I was supposed to be doing stuff. I don't have a good, like, I feel like I'm like out of frame. I was reading it out at my lunch break, and I'm like going through it, and I'm like, you know, like reading it and stuff. And maybe I'll put I don't know. No, that's too much work. Like, I was just cracking up. Like, I was like, couldn't like get a bite down without like laughing. You know, and I was like thinking about like the whole scenario still. Like, this is too funny. It's like, at least as far as I've gone, which is like one chapter. It's about like this little, it's like this dad and his daughter, who's like, I don't know, probably 5 or 6, and they just moved into like a new town. And that's kind of all the story's been so far. It's just they moved to the town, they met the neighbors, and like the daughter ran off, and she's just being like goofy. I don't know, and like the daughter ran off. So like this is what I was like laughing about. Like the kid ran off, and the dad was like talking to the next doors, and he's like, hey, you know, like, you know, I have like a kid too. Like, I don't know where she went. She just kind of like disappeared. And the neighbor was like, yeah, you know, the neighbor who's like, I don't know, maybe like 15 or 16, I don't know. She's like, oh, like, go look around. Like, if I like see her, I'll like let you know, or something like that. And then she like goes about her day and comes back, and like there's like this little like toddler she's so stupid. It's funny. Like, she's just like playing with this swing, kind of like twisting, not even like sitting on the swing. She's like looking at it, and there's like this panel where she just like gets doinked with it, and like she like clearly does not know how to use this swing, right? And then like the girl, I don't remember her name, is the girl that like was talking to him, comes over and is like, oh, like, you know, like, you know, if you do it, like, if you get on it, you know, you can actually like, do this. And she's like so surprised by it. It's like, it's so funny. And then like, you know, she hops on and she's like, push me. And so she's like pushing her, and then she's telling her like, hey, you know, if you like, you know, pump your legs and like, you know, like kind of like move around like that, you can like move on your own. And she's like, oh, okay, so cool. And then like, you know, she's like out of the scene now, and the girl was like, oh, you know, talking to herself a little bit, and you can like, they have like the daughter's voice in the background being, or I say voice, but like written down, and she's like, you know, having fun and stuff. And this is what cracked me up, because I can picture it as if it were being animated in the same way as like, you can tell like when like a scene is gonna like cut to like something else, or like how like the people or whoever's voice acting is gonna like react, and like how they're gonna sound. So like, what was it? She was like, she would basically be like, oh, wasn't that guy like who lives next door who just moved in like saying something about his like daughter missing, you know, like, what was that again? And then she's like had like a realization like, oh, maybe that's her. And she like turns around. So like this is where I can picture it, you know, and like caught me so off guard. So she like turns around. I'll put this frame in. She says like, huh? And there's like this child is like swinging from like end to end, like high point to all the way to high point, and she's like, you know, I don't know. It caught me off guard, because like up until that point it was kind of like, oh, like they're moving into town and like they're moving stuff in, and it was like so very like low key. But now like this daughter's just being like, Yotsuba is like, she's just so stupid. It's so funny. So that's my new endeavor to help me like at least keep up with reading and stuff. Yeah, that's that. I'm supposed to go to a happy hour tomorrow. So that's something, maybe that's another thing why I'm like, you know, maybe feeling a little bit better about things. But I got invited to do that tomorrow after running. So I can actually run tomorrow. Everything will be fine, but I don't know. So that's pretty much catching up to speed. That's where I'm at now. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, I got another thing. So Sophia was like using Opal, I think it was called. I don't know. Basically one of those apps that was like, that like keeps you from like doom scrolling basically. So I was like, maybe I should get that. So when I got that, so the other reason why I'm like even more inclined to like rereading this Yotsuba like manga is like, cause pretty much like every day of the week, like Instagram.com, even YouTube and like Twitter and like all those things are just like no access. I have 5 unlocks per day for like 10 minutes and like that's it, you know what I mean? So now I'm just like even less inclined to like open them because I know it's like I have like a finite like usage limit, you know? So now my phone is literally just like Spotify, you know, Safari for like when I need it, the books app, and like my dictionary that I've been using. So like not much, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to start fresh again. But yeah, I don't know. I would think that like I've had, after having like so much time to like think to myself about like whatever, that I'd have come to like these big revelations about, you know, life or whatever, having so much time to think. But that just hasn't been the case. You know, it's just kind of been like come home and like rot almost, which isn't great, but I don't know, it happened. I didn't finish it yet, but I want water. And it's weirdly hot in here. Yeah, fine. But yeah, like I'm trying to like start fresh again, think more, write more, listen to more podcasts or whatnot, or you know, try to hear more perspectives or people that have like gone through it or gone through where I'm at in life right now, you know, because there's a lot of stuff out there I've noticed. I just haven't really like taken advantage of it, I think. But yeah, that's like, I think that's one thing that I don't think I could have been prepared for. I don't think one should be prepared for it, but it's just like, maybe just my circumstances of like, this was a thought that I had. Because like, to go back to like the whole friend thing, I feel like when you go to college, there's like a point of like your first year or maybe like even your second year where you're like, okay, like I kind of have to make friends, you know? and you go out there and you like do X, Y, Z, and you like you like make friends in like a weird like there's like weird like half connections, or like you're like trying to like find connection, or like trying to find common ground between people, and like eventually like you land on a friend group, right? And like you have that skill of like, you know, putting yourself out there, and like maybe that didn't work out, and then you try this group, or like you go here, you know what I mean? Whereas like in my case, I was kind of like forced into friendship, which isn't to say that these friendships aren't good that I have, but it's kind of like, okay, like you're on this team now with like 20 other people. Here's your friends, basically. So it was like, I never really got much of a chance, I think, to like actively work on that skill at a point where it was probably the easiest to work on that. So like meaning the fact that like when you're, I guess in college at all, over time, like even like freshman year especially, because like everyone's a freshman, you know, like everyone in your circle was like, well, we're all new to this thing, you know what I mean? But even like later on in college, when like there's still just like a multitude of people like all right there, all your same age, all in like the same boat still, where like you can kind of just like go up to anyone, like talk to anyone, like make friends with anyone pretty easily. So I guess that was just something that I never really did much of at the time. Whereas like now it's like, I think had I had that skill, or had I practiced that maybe a little bit more, I would be in a little different position now in terms of like finding friends and whatnot. But yeah, it's just kind of like the situations now are more like, okay, here's like the college bubble, and here's like the college sphere of like try to make friends. Now it's like, and you know, it continues on that way. Now it's like, here's all the people you can like maybe talk to, try to make friends, you know. And it's not even like it's not even they're the same age as you. There's like, here's like a chunk of people that are like your age, and like here's a chunk of people that are like 10 plus years older than you, and are like married and have kids, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? That was my thought. That was my one thought from all last week. I'd also talked about last time when I was like recording about like the shorts that I've been recording too, and I do need to get back on those. So I'm like, sorry for those who are avid watchers of my YouTube shorts that haven't gotten them in a minute, but I'll go back to it. I'll get back to it for sure. But the thought aligns with some other like content creator that I was listening to, where she's just kind of talking about like how there's a lot more that goes into content creation. And not to say am I a content creator? I don't know. I guess you could call me one, whatever. Let's just say, for the sake of this example, I am, right? She's like, yeah, there's like a lot more that goes into making a video than like it might seem, which, you know, I kind of related to. It's like, yeah, that's kind of true. So it's like, it's now 30 minutes that I've been recording. Luckily, I'm not gonna, you know, like work on this for ages and like trim it down and like make it nice and short and like compact and like a followable story that's like 10 minutes long. You know, I'm just gonna, you know, luckily I'm not gonna do that, so that saved me a bunch of time. But like, even still, there's like a lot of more behind the scenes work that goes into it that I think you might like recognize, like, okay, yeah, that like I can see that happening, but then like you start doing it, and then you start doing it like all the time too, and you're like, man, that's like kind of a lot of work. And like, not to say that like, actually I don't know what that is to say, but like I think it's kind of why also is like tough last week to start like to get something through, because I was like, I don't have anything to, you know, I had like no like oomph to get something out there, or to like to think about something to like produce, because in some way like there are, I feel like I do want to make something that's like kind of has like a story to follow, and not just like, okay, here's what I did from chronological order from point A to point B from like Friday to Sunday. You know what I mean? That's cool and all, but like not, I don't know. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was just the other thing I thought about and like kind of related with that. I, you know, you don't shoot very often, or you don't think about, or you might not think about very often. But yeah, I do like, I think because like the shorts take a lot, you know, that's every day, you know, I have to like come back, what am I going to talk about today, type it up, read it, record it, caption it, trim the video, and then upload it to YouTube, and then like boom, now it's done. And it's been like 2 hours now, an hour tops, you know what I mean? 2 hours on a big day, which was like once, but like the bulk of it comes from like script writing, actually, and like actually being like, okay, what am I going to talk about? Here's what I'm going to like, here's my journaling, but like here it is in like Japanese pretty much, blah 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 blah, read it, understand it, yeah, okay, and then like the second half of it is like kind of quicker, but last bite, there's like a lot more that goes into it. And it takes a lot out of you. I don't know. So yeah, I think you're all cut up now. I said this video would be over when I finish my oatmeal, and I did, so that's it. I'll figure something out for another, like for a video, like something cinematic, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. All right, bye.